state capital, Texas, and there is a rally here for human rights, civil rights, peace, you name it. Wait. Woo. Okay, and it's like in the 20s today in Austin, which is really cold for Austin, Texas. We have like over 300 sunny days a year. It gets hot in the summer, but it doesn't usually get cold in the winter. And when it does, it's rough. Crap. Did it again.
Defeat Trump's extreme right to kill Americans.
Still doing that crap. How do I get it? There we go. Technical difficulties over here, y'all.
We stand at a crossroads. On one side is the path of complacency, of division, of allowing those in power to dictate our futures while exploiting our labor, our planet, and our dignity. On the other side is the path of solidarity, where we recognize that our turn and to act with courage and humility. It means standing with workers fighting for fair wages, with immigrants demanding dignity and safety, with communities of color demanding an end to systemic racism, with people demanding the right to exist freely, with every person who dares to resist tyranny in all its forms.
Come on here.
Y a quien le gusta
There we go.
estar en su
Thanks for telling
casita
me.
calientito con un champurrado, pero sabía que tenía que salir a este rally sin importar el frío. Incluso si nunca me imaginé hablando las políticas en un podio, sabía que tengo que hacer algo. Pensó que muchos de nosotros nos encontramos en esta etapa de nuestras vidas. Sabemos que aunque lo tengamos un poquito de miedo a lo que viene, también sabemos que deberemos hacer algo.
¡Claro que sí, joder! ¡Venga!
I remember where I was mentally during Trump's first four. As a teenage son of immigrants in a border community, I caved into the fear of what was to come. I feared my friends on both sides would be exposed to even more bigotry, and that the border would get even more militarized, and that our communities would be even more separated. I feared coming back to an empty home, my parents in a cold room somewhere, and no way of knowing when I'd be able to see them again. Fear like that can be paralyzing, can it? But it's also kind of the point, isn't it?
Me acuerdo muy bien de donde estaba mentalmente durante los primeros 4 años de Trump. Siendo un hijo de inmigrantes viviendo en una comunidad fronteriza, me apaniqué que lo que podría pasar. Tenía miedo de que mis amigos en ambos lados estuviéramos expuestos a aún más racismo y que la frontera se viera aún más militarizada y que nuestras comunidades terminaran aún más separadas. Tenía miedo de llegar a una casa vacía, con mis padres en alguna celda con frío y sin saber cuándo los volvería a ver. Un miedo así puede ser paralizante, ¿a poco no? Pero el chiste es mantenernos con miedo, ¿a poco no?
Wise words from endearing elders ring true to me today. They said, our grief never really disappears. We simply live, learn, and grow around it. Fear, I believe, is a similar sentiment. I contrast that with where we were 8 years ago and where we are today. Since then, we've lived, learned, and grown, and developed the tools to fight back Donald Trump and his billionaire cabinet. We don't gotta be afraid, but we should be concerned enough to do something about it. At the end of the day, we only have each other, and only we can save ourselves.
Recuerdo unas que me dijo un viejito muy cariñoso a mi vida. Me dice, mijo, vuestro dolor nunca desaparece. Simplemente vivimos, aprendemos y crecemos con ese dolor. Pienso yo que el miedo es un sentimiento similar. Lo contrasto a cómo estábamos hace 8 años con el Jesús en la boca y cómo estamos ahora. Desde entonces hemos vivido, aprendido y crecido lo suficiente para saber cómo luchar contra Donald Trump y su gabinete presidencial billonario. No hay que tenerlo miedo, pero sí deberíamos inquietarnos lo suficiente para hacer algo al respecto. Al final de cuentas, solo nos tenemos a nosotros y solo nosotros nos cuidamos.
For better or for worse, we also know what is coming. They've told us as much. We understand that the Democratic Party has chosen to abandon minorities and working class people in favor of the ruling elites. And actively pave the way for the upcoming 4 years of Republicans copper stripping our communities and robbing us of our resources, infrastructure, and the safety nets we've fought for the benefit of no one else but the billionaire profiteers.
Lamentable o afortunadamente, sabemos que se avecina. Entendemos que el Partido Demócrata decidió abandonarnos a las minorías y a la gente trabajadora a favor de la élite. También decidieron abrirles ampliamente las puertas a los republicanos para que por los siguientes 4 años saqueen nuestras comunidades de los recursos.
Fires and hurricanes and so forth. There was a moment where
A lot of DPS.
and that cannot be taken back.
Hold it. What's going on, guys?
They will try
Let's
to
see.
restrict their access to information and communication.
Ah, audio, I see. I hope that O's for audio, because I found it was muted.
What they deem to be normal
My fat fingers, probably.
not acceptable.
And it's cold out. These are the retractable barricades. Kind of want to see if this is something like that. Doesn't look like it. Oh, hey. I was just seeing if this is DPS or not.
Okay.
It's dark. It's dark though, and it's got this lockbox in the back. I think it's DPS. I don't see anybody in it though. Is this one DPS? Which ones are? Oh, look at the bird. Look at the mockingbird. That's the state bird right there. How's it going, little mockingbird? It's cold out, isn't it? Did the governor take your tent? Are you freezing to death tonight when it freezes out tonight? Poor mockingbird. So they brought their dog on me earlier when I went over there. They brought their dog over near me to sniff me. Yeah. See this is this DPS here?
Yeah, they'll bring out
Which one's
everything.
DPS?
They'll bring everything out on people.
Which one's DPS? Is this DPS? Is this police? Shit, I know this one's DPS.
Oh yeah.
This one's DPS. For sure.
He's in there.
Yeah, he's in there. Is he picking his nose or what? Ooh, look at all these crazy routes. 08992 is this LP. Exempt, no doubt. Marked unit. Marked unit. Got an echo over here. Anyways, what? Look at the little doggy.
Yeah, they'll bring out the dog.
That little dog right there, that dog needs a sweater. It's too cold for those. The little dogs, they can't
They get
make
cold
enough
easy.
heat. They get hot and cold.
Yeah.
Like, they're just fragile. That's like a toy poodle.
On you, the DPS?
Yeah, he came up sniffing around near me, kind of near me, within a few feet, and I'm like, I didn't even see him, but someone was looking.
The DPS will bring out anything on people. They'll bring out guns, dogs.
I got to interview this dude again, because it was muted. People said, hey, there's no audio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, technical difficulties.
He'll probably interview you.
Well, he interviewed with Fox, so that got me curious.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
There's more piggies. Look, there's the dog they brought on me.
Oh, yeah.
But we can go in here. Look, watch.
Oh, yeah, there's a dog.
Yeah, we can go in here.
The people are in here.
There he is, wagging his tail.
Doggy.
What are they doing? They sharing their dope with the dog? What are they doing there? That's how you make a drug dog. See that undercover right there in the black?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's undercover right there in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's undercover. Keep an eye on him. Who else is undercover? Yeah, probably a bunch of undercovers over here. Guess what? It was muted. I got to do it again. Think you remember all those points?
We can definitely go through it again.
Well, let's get you with the crowd again. All right.
Let's
so
jump over here though, because my brain doesn't work with all the sound.
yeah. We'll still get the crowd. See the other undercovers right behind you? See them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So who are you? And what are you? Where are you from? And tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I'm Mark. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and we're here to resist the inauguration of a racist, bigoted, anti-woman, anti-immigrant
For
administration.
like 30 minutes too.
Cool. And What were we talking about? I forget. We talked about a bunch of stuff, but it was muted, so we're going to redo it.
Get them on camera.
Oh, yeah, I got the one. So we got the undercovers from DPS
Sorry, I got
here.
distracted.
Oh, yeah, I would get distracted too.
They always come
Oh, yeah.
through. They buy from nondescriptclothingstore.com.
Yeah. Narc school. I like uncovering undercovers. Technically, they're not supposed to work undercover anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they've been outed. Now they got to go do it's really bad. It's really bad for them, their job. Yeah, it's stupid.
All right, so we can do.
But standing there talking to DPS is a dead giveaway.
Yeah. I mean, they're hanging out by their cars.
Yeah, hanging out with a car. Can we hang out? No. So we were talking about Trump. Trump promises to, deport a bunch of immigrants, to go after birthrights. I don't know.
Yeah. So the anti-immigrant language is horrific, and it's only growing. Border Patrol has had massive increases in their budget. ICE has had increases in their budget under both the
Billions, right?
Billions,
yeah.
And police budgets all across the country. And this is anti-immigrant. This is a form of capitalist capitulation to state power to ensure a labor force is kept down. And this is also used to encourage imperialist narratives within our country to ensure we can have aggression everywhere and we maintain, U.S. hegemony over the rest of the world.
By dehumanizing people, they make it easier for soldiers and police and even citizens to rally, like as if these boogeymen are really the problem with the economy. Instead of who's really the problem with the economy? Is it not the billionaires that hoard money like Donald Trump?
Yeah, it seems like the problem with the economy is who's in charge of it. And right now, who's in charge of it are oligarchic-backed politicians, billionaires, the banker class, landlords, grocery magnates. I mean, there are so many contradictions underneath this capitalist system that it would take an hour to list to go by. But we notice that as working class people, we have to organize community defense, immigrant defense, woman defense to ensure that we can actually resist this system. And we're a communist organization, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and we fight for the working class to achieve power. And we do that through organizing with the Brown Berets. We do that with organizing through tenant unions.
Workers' defense?
Workers' defense.
Okay.
We do strikes. We ensure that our working class is cared for while they're going through the hard steps of revolutionary training.
So, I was talking earlier about that meme where there's a monkey that's got all the food and all the other monkeys are starving, and sociologists would say there's something wrong with that one monkey. Yet we idolize Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Donald Trump. We idolize these billionaires that have stolen from the rest of us and while we got millions of people on the streets here and abroad that are starving, these guys are here and abroad getting rich. Yeah. And how sick that is, what a sick mentality. Because if you or I had a whole bunch of money, it wouldn't be the same paradigm. We would do something different. Yeah. But these guys that come down from, was it cultural hegemony? Is that when they filial piety? Yeah, so they come down from there. They are the elites. They have access to elites. They are the elites, and they live a different lifestyle than the working class, and even the white working class that thinks that they're oppressed by the liberals. They're oppressed by both sides. It'll never end, in my opinion, as long as we keep saying let's vote for another incumbent. Yeah. We got to get rid of these incumbents, all of them, all of them.
We need democracy in the workplace. We need democracy in the housing. We need democracy in food. The democracy that we're given in this country is for a two-party system for the capitalists. And instead, the PSL and our comrades and other organizations, we demand a complete change to the system. Only through the working class can people finally achieve their liberation. And we can't keep trusting these oligarch-backed politicians.
Rich people can't fix it.
And I mean, they won't fix it.
They're not going to fix it.
Their system is designed
but poor people want to fix it. Yeah. But rich people have no desire. It's like a political will. Yeah.
So we have to fight, and that's why as an organization we organize with the most marginalized. We go to communities that are powerless and build that community, build the masses up to show that we aren't powerless. We are the working class. Marx has a great line where he says, the workers have produced everything in the world. It is by their right they can have it. Something like that, it's paraphrased. But there's nothing in this world not built or created by workers. It's just captured by the ruling class, and that's what we advocate, we organize against.
Do you think the AI is going to help us have more democracy for in the workplace and housing and all the places that we need it, or do you think it's going to make it worse? Because like Elon Musk says he's developing AI and warning people against AI for humanity. At the same time, he's investing in it. So, like, how do you feel?
I think that's just the duopoly of populism. It's a poison that out of both mouths, or both sides of the mouth, they speak. But ultimately, any tool, I don't know the intricacies. I know some environmental destruction occurs with AI. I haven't researched it well enough, but I do know that no matter the tool, in the hands of the bourgeois, in the hands of the ruling class, everything will be oppressive. And I mean, black liberation has been subsumed by the Democratic Party to the point where the same people who upheld the killers of MLK Jr. are now espousing his name as a virtuous man. I mean, it's ridiculous to assume that any tool in the hands of the bourgeois will be of any good for any working class person.
We talked about how Steve Adler is a rich lawyer that owned the top 2 floors of the W Hotel, hundreds of millions of dollars, eminent domain lawyer, and how we have a lot of like rich people and rich lawyers that are in control of our government at all levels.
And I would say, like, when you're trained and used by the bourgeois to enact bourgeois rule, it's hard to differentiate yourself. I can't remember who said it. Was it George Carlin with the great line of, it's Oscar Wilde. It's hard to change a man's opinion when his salary depends on it. I mean, but when we look at history of revolution, we can see incredible figures like Ho Chi Minh of Vietnam, Vladimir Lenin of Russia, and Fidel Castro of Cuba. They were all lawyers, and they were incredible people incredible comrades to the working class. And they recognized their position, and they knew they could fight against it using that privilege of being a higher wage earner, being a higher educated working class member of their community. And I call upon all people, all working class people, to come together, no matter the wage disparity. We're all sucking air right now. We're all really struggling right now.
Dying.
I have comrades in the National Lawyers Guild. Get involved with them. Start learning what class solidarity is. Stop working for landlords. Do a work strike for actual, against the actual landlords and the bankers, and stop, producing eviction notices. I mean, the workers are everywhere, and we run the world. We're just captured by the bourgeois.
So I think that, to me, that the real paradigm shift is when the people realize that we control it all and we're not controlled, and their authority is they're small. Like Jim Morrison said, they got the guns, we got the numbers. Come on, baby, we're taking over. So like when we realize it's all on our backs and we outnumber them, we can create any kind of society we want. But like we feel like it's Democrat, Republicans, one or two. You only get 2 choices, and all the possibilities only come down to 2 choices all the time. It's a false paradigm. There's like we need to be more creative and more anarchist.
I'm a communist, so
okay, I know.
We'll get to anarchism. We'll get to a stateless society.
Jesus was an anarchist.
Well, first, Jesus was a feeder. He fed people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to have any sort of ultimate goal for what the future should look like when right now, as you said at the beginning, we have hundreds of thousands of people unhoused. We have mothers going without heat so they can buy baby formula. I mean, it's the maternal rates for black women in our own state.
Maternal death rates.
Rocketing.
Yeah.
And it's like workers control the world. Or workers created the world. Now it's time to control it.
And you were saying that someone in Atlanta, got in a tent, got bulldozed and killed, and it didn't make the news.
I mean, I found it on a meme page on Instagram I follow.
Wow.
And it was a sweep. I mean, they use this language of cleaning up to ensure that they can, get the public on their side. And instead, what it is it is just another attack against the poor.
It's a violation of human and civil rights.
is.
So I don't know if you know this, but I'm trying to investigate. In the last week, there's been 2 people that have been murdered, beaten to death in their camps and set fire to. Here in Austin, South Austin specifically. So there was some groups, Save Austin Now, Matt Makowiak, a bunch of Nazis. What's her name? Your friend, Mackenzie Kelly. They hate each other. Yeah, she was a Nazi. She's out of there now.
Kelly.
Chloe, and then they were working with this gun company, Texas. Central Texas Gunworks, Michael Cargill's group. So he's a log cabin Republican, black, Trump, whatever. And he had called on Facebook for vigilantes to go and kill the homeless. And they started doing drive-bys right down the street from him. And so I really feel like that. Then we had these 2 females, these Karens, that they were seeing it like a gas station. I forget a Shell. They were getting gas and they were going to go pour it on a tent. And so the police supposedly were going to look for them. They had video. They never did anything. But we've had tents set on fire in the past as well. Nobody died, but like people had to scramble. And so like I think, and there was another one a couple of years ago. A camp was set on fire down on Ben White and 35, like on the access road going eastbound. And it looked like accelerants. It wasn't a normal burn. And one of the UT professors came out and visited, and he said the same thing. So like what we're seeing is like the bourgeoisie is telling these other people that their problems are all related to poor people when their problems are related to the bourgeoisie hoarding all the resources. Because there's no lack of cash. The state has hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in annual budget. The city has like $5.4 billion in annual budget. They give it all to police and prisons and courts that move people of color and poor people through the system and keep them in prison and keep them from ever having a legacy or a life or life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. And they should be taking that money and giving it to the poor people so that we can join the community.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, except as a socialist, we will seize it.
Yeah.
We will seize what we've created, and the bourgeois has control over deeds, not life. I mean, they have papers and laws and things, and those fail. Those crumble all the time, and they fall to revolution. And as a working class, if we're truly about community defense, that involves challenging these paradigms. That involves challenging your neighbor, your cousin, your uncle that has anti-homeless views, anti-woman views,
anti-black,
really
anti-brown, and
challenge them.
Yeah.
And really, start building that working class solidarity. Because until we all recognize that we're all degenerates to the bourgeoisie, that we all need to start gathering together, we won't win with these little piecemeal solutions. We won't win with, the city of Austin giving a little bit of money to keep a black neighborhood up. We're not going to win that because they keep getting pushed. I mean, Austin has a higher density of white people than national average, and it's due to gentrification. It's due to pushing the marginalized communities further and further east and south. And it's like, we have to become serious about defense and serious about community defense if we hope to achieve anything.
Home ownership for people of color, it's hard. Like if you get in a housing situation, we know that our friends know they don't. No matter where you are, they're not helping you get a leg up. So you're still out flying a sign in the middle of the street because you have no income. They're not trying to help anybody. What they're doing is helping. They get us on benefits. They take your checks and seize your checks, and then you have no money left. And that's all they want to do is just bankroll the people as a commodity.
That's really what the bourgeois does. I mean, the working class is a commodity. It's something to be used and
disposable. Yeah.
And also, people need to understand that people are more closer to be homeless than being a billionaire. And they tell you that, you can work your way up to become a billionaire.
Anybody can be president and all sorts of lies.
American dream is, you can work your way up to become a, have this type of money.
It's that great George Carlin quote where he's like, it's American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
What was the other one you had? You had another one, Oscar Wilde?
Oscar Wilde quote where he's, what was it again?
Everyone votes.
Do not expect a man's opinion to change when his paycheck depends on not changing. So that's another really good quote. But no, we got
people fail to realize you're more closer to being homeless. One paycheck away, and you're going to be homeless.
You have more in common with the homeless person you do
more in
Elon
common with the
Musk
homeless person.
and
Yeah,
all the
Elon
blow in
Musk,
the
you know
world
what I'm
that
saying?
Steve Adler does. So,
Elon
or
Musk
Ken,
and all these-
Ken Paxton, all these guys.
It's like what you're saying. Like all these billionaires, they see us as degenerates. Like,
DPS is pulling up right
That's why we
there.
have to fight.
So is it still, we talked about revolution several times. Is it still a viable solution, a viable revolution for workers' strike and just general strike, boycott of all this? It's just a general,
That-
like,
yeah.
is that still
Those
on the
are
table?
all
We
strategies.
got to have like the
No,
whole thing.
Ultimately, we build together through those experiences. Those are all, as a comrade in a party, I'm building experiences fighting and struggling. So within all of that, I highly recommend boycott as much as you can. Don't purchase anything you don't need. Go to your local strike lines and donate food. Tell your coworkers to strike with you. I mean, those are all invaluable to the revolutionary
What about a
process.
massive strike? Like everyone just ceases to participate.
I would like that. It's just, it'd be unorganized, and I mean, it would
People
be
would
nice,
starve.
but it'd be really cool. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more gusto behind BDS as a proving ground.
BDS?
Boycott, divest, and sanction for Israel.
Okay, right.
So-
Okay, I didn't know
and
that had an
That's
acronym.
kind of lackluster in our country. So
Yeah.
resting our hopes on a general strike, I don't see as, yes, do it.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's
It's not gonna
possible.
happen.
I mean, if it is, it would. There would have to be a fundamental shift in the way workers in our country view themselves, and it would have to be overnight solidarity, spontaneous solidarity.
It'd have to be a lot of food.
Yeah, and as a Leninist, we don't practice spontaneity. We practice organized resistance education and growing that movement.
Yeah.
So, but highly recommend boycott, divest, sanction, holler, agitate, be upset, just advocate for the less or the more oppressed, the more marginalized, the less chance. And we got
Yeah.
some black SUVs rolling up.
A lot of black SUVs. Hey, do you know who Jay is? He was like a, what do you call it? A chant leader. He's been at a lot of the protests.
Oh, what's his name?
Jay?
I think so.
About her, a little taller than her. Anyways, so you know who George Lobb is?
No.
He's with the ALG. So he has gotten his client on a resisting arrest. He was at Pride, the Pride Fest, and he crossed some barricade that everyone was allowed to be, but since he was supposedly a protester, they arrested him for resisting arrest only, no underlying arrest. And George Lobb has let the judge put him in house arrest till May for a misdemeanor.
Yeah. I mean, they serve they serve the interests of the ruling class.
Man.
And that's, once again, more education, more agitation. We got to fight and keep struggling. If it was easy, they wouldn't call it the struggle, So
We got to keep fighting.
yeah, keep fighting.
Now he's in there. Now he's back in there, and we got to keep fighting because he's going to go after all of us.
Yeah.
He's going to keep going after all.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. That's what I think. And I think, but I've been saying that for a long time. But I've also been chanting Trump 2024 for at least a year because I just knew what they're going to do. It's all, to me, it's all an illusion of theater.
It's real ugly.
Yeah, I don't really believe in it. I don't vote. I don't believe in any of it. We're screwed.
He's not going to fix anything.
I have a hard time believing that you don't increase police budgets without increasing police violence. So I don't know what
And the
else
immunity.
to expect.
And the immunity.
Yeah,
He's going to give them immunity. That's going to definitely, they've already got immunity.
Yeah.
They already, we went to the Christopher Taylor trial. They had immunity from perjury.
In court, we went to court.
That was a
They
mistrial.
perjured themselves.
The first one, yeah.
Police perjure themselves, and they don't get to tell
The
us
second
all of
one, they went for a misdemeanor or some kind of
If
stupid
we
thing.
go to the court and we raise our hand, raise your right hand, you swear to say the truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth, so help you God.
And you
We have to
lie,
say the truth,
you go
because
to
we
jail.
can't lie.
Cops, they're not human
We've
beings.
seen
They're not
cops
treated like
in
human beings.
jail. I mean, cops in the courts, but they need to go to jail.
Yeah.
They
They
we
serve
see
the
them.
ruling class. That's why
Mhm.
they're
Yeah.
They perjure themselves in the courts, and they need to be held.
Yeah.
They also serve
Yeah.
the Nazis, the Aryan Brotherhood, all the white power movements. Those are real. I've had arguments with people about that. I've fought them here in the streets right here. They're real. They're everywhere. And they're all throughout the government.
Do you know why the first civilian oversight for Austin PD came about in 1991 91, I believe.
Office
or
Police
98
Monitor?
maybe.
No, why?
It was because a couple APD troopers were smuggling guns, women, and drugs from the border. And they had this whole gang operation down at the border. They called themselves the Scorpions or something stupid. And that was really the ultimate case to push for the first time civilian oversight over APD.
Over APD. Because APD was working with them, or they just...
They were APD officers.
Oh, they were AP. They weren't DPS. They were APD. Okay, yeah. APD's crooked. They do every crime. One of the assistant chiefs, Desterhoff, who was strangling women on video, he got fired for passing cocaine and strangling, all this other shit. He was rapes and all the shit he did. And he said when he got fired, wait till I tell where the bodies are buried. So the APD's raping and burying bodies, been doing it for 50 years. And city council people tell me that's just Austin's culture.
And Tony Martin,
Like
he
they're
raped
sick.
women too.
Tony Martin raped
another
women in
officer,
handcuffs.
APD
Officer Tony
That's the
Martin.
culture, then that's more an indication of a revolution is necessity.
Yeah, we got to do something. I mean, it's war. If they declare war on us, it's not anybody else's fault but theirs.
I wanted to be a teacher.
Really? I wanted.
Instead, I'm out here standing in the cold.
I was an environmental scientist.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to do this.
I still want to do environmental stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, no, we're called to something bigger as workers and as conscious workers.
Yeah.
It's like I can't just go and get a normal job remembering all the millions that died to COVID and zero memorial, zero grief even.
Zero factual information. Like I cured myself with traditional medicine.
And it's tragic. And
not a single vaccine, and I cured myself.
It's sickening. So yeah, I mean, I hope with the Party for Socialist Liberation we can grow that. The Brown Berets are here.
Yeah.
Tenants Union's here.
Yeah.
Austin, Palestine.
We have to come together, all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
So
we all share our struggles connected. Every person's struggle is connected with each other.
that's exactly right. So, anything else though?
I'm good. If you're good.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna go try to do some work so they don't think I'm lazy.
Yeah, you got to warm up, man. Warm up. Warm up. It's cold. The water's cold. Oh, my hands are cold.
Mackenzie Kelly, she started her campaign off of anti-homeless.
Yeah. No, she ran the whole thing. They're anti-human, anti-homeless.
Anti-human, anti-homeless. Yeah.
Inhumane.
People have a lot more in common with homeless people instead of a billionaire.
Yeah, but the politicians want you to believe there's something wrong with being homeless. Well, you're only homeless because of politicians.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with being a politician that takes homes away. I'm gonna go take a look over here.
Okay.
You can come if you want. You can come if you want.
Yeah.
So here's their camera right here.
Oh yeah.
I've done that before. Whew.
They can have cameras on us, but they don't want our cameras on.
Yeah, they can have cameras on. The government can watch you, but if you put your cameras on the government, they get butthurt.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's the law. And so I think we either live under law, either the government lives under the law, or nobody does. That's what I think. We either live under the law, either respect the law, or you have no legitimacy. As Martin Luther King, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, you have to have moral authority. Once you lose your moral authority, you actually have no authority to tell anybody anything. And that goes whether it's the United States government, state troopers, APD, lawyers, judges, politicians. We either have rule of law or there is no law. So every time they break the law, maybe they arrest somebody for a lizard, for a bearded dragon, every time they erode the law. And it actually, declines their profession into an abyss, a quagmire that cannot be recovered. So you got the Confederate statue right here, Confederate soldiers statue that fought against America. And then you got these guys fighting against America. Congress shall make no laws. What is it? Congress shall what?
Shall make no laws respecting
The establishment of religion, freedom of assembly, free speech, freedom of the press, and the right of the citizens to protest their government for redress of grievances. That means you have the right to film the police, you have the right to complain to police, you have the right to hold them transparent. That's the deal. So how many of these guys we got? Anybody need a donut? I'm all out. So all these are DPS.
No more donuts.
So there's almost as many DPS as there are protesters out here. 08209, LXM, there's your unmarked LXM 0800. You got this one running. They're all just running their gas too. So they're polluting and using fossil fuels, which is the reason we keep going to war. This is a private vehicle from a DPS officer because it's not exempt. VFH 0444. They're not gonna like this. I can tell you right now. they're not gonna like it. This one's Nancy John Larry 4953, not exempt.
Congress shall make
This
no
one's
law
running here.
respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for
Redress of grievances. That's it. That's the First Amendment. That's the law. FXX 4200, not exempt. It's a lot of them.
A lot, right?
There's more across the street. There's probably like another 20 over there. Here's a 10014 marked SUV, Suburban, Victor Larry 6355, unmarked unit, non-exempt. Could be a personal vehicle with the cheap ass Firestone tires. Probably a personal vehicle, cheap ass. Don't get no Firestone tires. Yeah, these cars are all running.
Some DPS are in there.
Look, yeah, they're in there. Look at this one's got the looks like he's got like a speaker or something in the front.
Oh yeah.
PJM Paul John Mary 2000, non-exempt, personal vehicle. Yeah, I got the speaker. They're looking at us like, oh my God, they're filming me. Nancy Foxtrot Victor 1689. I gotta work on my military.
They built this. Minorities built
This is that unmarked that drove by earlier, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a Traverse. Non-exempt. Nancy John Nancy 5587. Got some work hats. Undercover.
Sorry, your camera. Sorry.
Where'd those two undercover guys go? Charlie Kilo X-ray 5080. So you're everywhere you go over here, the police, the government is tracking your license. Tom Yellow X-ray 9330, non-exempt. So there's nothing private about your driver's license.
Yeah.
And these I don't know what is that, a radar up there? Some of these have automatic license readers, so they automatically track your stuff, your license plate. 10819 exempt. Woo! They're exempt from taxes. They don't have to pay for taxes like you do on their vehicles every year, because they're the government and you're a peon.
Oh, there he is with the dog.
Has he got his doggy? Is that the same doggy?
Looking at you.
He's looking at me. I bet it's warm in that building. There's no homeless going to be out there tonight when it freezes. Whew. Lots of vehicles. Some of them are running, burning those fossil fuels. 07514 John Yellow Paul 1248, a drone above me, not exempt. Tango Zebra George 7605, not exempt. 07488, non exempt. I have a drone overhead. Whew, my fingers are cold. There's your guy talking to the cops. Okay, I'm putting my hood back on. Hood's going back on. I kind of wish I had that fur stuff. I don't think that's the same dog. It might be. Foxtrot X-ray 4205.
See the drone?
There you are. Yeah, I saw the drone. They love you. This is a good puppy dog.
All these are Confederate people.
10085 non or exempt. 07232 exempt. I don't know. It was a brown dog. This one's running, but yeah, 1008 5.
It's above you.
Huh?
The drone's above you.
The drone's above me. Cool.
There he is.
Look at all these vehicles.
Yeah.
Look at all these. There's another 15 on this side. There's another 20 across the street. They're for several square miles. There's no protesters really left. Oh, there's a few protesters standing in the cold. There's the Jeep Cherokee, unmarked. Yeah, there's the Capitol right there. There's the penal system. Foxtrot, Zebra, Maxim 9540 non-exempt. It was running, but nobody's in there. They just got it running just for no reason. The cop's got his zip ties ready to arrest people for their free speech. Did you hear the First Amendment? It's already published. 10280. (10084) marked. There's another one over there. It's got like an EMS sticker on it too. Look at all these antennas and equipment. Each one of these vehicles is over 100 grand. They have reinforced body armor. Armor inside the body. They have special electronics, special equipment. The chassis is modified. They have bulletproof glass. Each one of these vehicles costs hundreds of thousands, and the city, the state has a lot up north, up off Lamar and Airport, that has, I don't know, it's on Koenig and near Airport. It's got maybe, I don't know, 200 vehicles just parked there. They just sit there year round and are never used or maintained. The state has just hundreds of billions of dollars. They give DPS, I forget how much DPS. Can someone look up what the Texas Department of Public Safety's annual budget is this year? Because I want to say it's a lot. I want to say it's close to 100 billion. And they literally don't do anything for society. They're just tax parasites. Literally not doing anything for society. Where's all Hiram at? Where's she going? She's getting video of the drone. Where are we going? So yeah, it's gonna freeze tonight. It's gonna be a hard freeze in Austin. About I don't know, it's gonna be about half an inch of sleet and freezing afterwards from midnight to about 5 a.m. People's tents might collapse, people might freeze, people might lose fingers and appendages. We've seen this before because the city's response is they're gonna steal your stuff. They're gonna steal your sleeping bag and your clothes. They're gonna steal everything you own. Yeah, that's the city's response. Oh, and they're gonna have a warming shelter for a few people because they get FEMA money. That's about it, because the city of Austin don't give a they don't give anything. This guy's carrying all his gear back to his car. I got all my gear. I got all my riot gear. I was going to go after people, but dang it, couldn't find a reason to kill anybody for the First Amendment today. Shit. Yeah. Oh, he's got his AR-15 or whatever he's got slung there. Shit, I want to get some video of him. Maybe he'll want to talk to me. He might want to interview me. You think? You think he wants to interview me? I like the guy with the zip ties all around his back. I guess you just reach like that and grab a zip tie. I don't know what kind of gun it is. It looks like it's got like a muzzle thing. Could be an M16. Could be AR. Not really sure. He busts the cap in the Constitution. I didn't get to bust the cap in the Constitution today.
Right.
I was all like, America, America, pew, 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 pew. America, America. So, here's the Nazi Klan, white supremacists, and then here's the Black History Museum. Memorial. Across over there, on the other side, is the, behind this statue here, where we were earlier, is the Confederate heroes that fought against America, fought against the Union of America, because they fought for slavery and racism, and everything that entails: hangings, lynchings, murder, rape, kill, destroy, steal, land thieving bastards. And then you got the African American History Memorial and the antithesis of white power, and the Texas African American History Memorial, and it talks about slavery during the early republic, talks about slavery during the Mexican national era, it talks about the first contact in the Spanish colonial era. And so there's your interesting. And that was the Texas Capitol from 1853 to 1881. And there's some people here that have been trying to liberate themselves without the bourgeoisie for centuries. The people of America been trying to liberate ourselves from white colonists forever. Right across the street's where the former Capitol was. I'm not sure if it's the one that they mentioned in 1883, but right across the street, there's still a parking lot up there. You probably can't see a parking lot full of DPS up there. They don't like it when you have free speech. They're trying to kill that shit around here. They're trying to kill that shit, aren't they?
Yeah,
Free speech. I like that you read that the First Amendment to me. I like it when you read that.
Yeah.
I do need to memorize it, but I guess I've been lazy.
I memorized a little bit of it. Yeah.
Congress shall pass no laws against all our rights. How's that? Shall not be infringed. How about shall not be infringed?
Yeah. Just shortening it out. Congress shall pass no laws to not infringe on our rights.
Yeah. Whew, my hands are cold.
Mine are too.
Well, we covered this for you guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Here's another one.
All these
09955.
They're ready. They're ready.
Are they ready? Look at it.
They're ready.
Look at
They're ready
this.
to beat people up and shoot.
These guys are a joke. At least pigs are smart. Cops, not so much. 09663. See, it's so dark you can't even see. Like, what the fuck? Look at all these cameras.
They don't like
So the
our
government doesn't like your cameras, but look at this shit.
They don't like our cameras. but
Look at this shit. They got a whole damn...
They got all kinds of cameras.
They got all sorts of big high-end robotic cameras running with AI software doing facial recognition and all their bullshit.
See how it's
Infrared,
moving?
multiple lenses on that.
That camera
Look at them. Is it moving?
Yeah, they're moving.
Cameras are moving. Cameras are moving. Cameras are watching. White power. That's all they got here is white power. White power. Fucking morons. Greg Abbott's the stupidest fucking moron. Trump was fucking at the inauguration talking about him today, how great he is. What a piece of fucking
Greg
shit.
Abbott's a moron. He's a...
Be a damn shame if a tree fell on Greg Abbott. God needs to take some of these fascists down.
A tree did fall on him, but
Oh yeah, another tree.
needs to
Another
fall.
tree.
Another
A
tree
bigger
needs to
tree. Maybe
fall.
a building. Maybe if a building fell on his ass.
Another tree needs to fall
Punk
on
ass
him.
son of a bitch.
I hope a tree falls on him again.
It's cool. White power.
I hope a tree falls
Look.
on Greg Abbott.
Or the cop not using a signal, just fucking breaking the law. Across the double line. If you did that, they'd have pulled you over.
Look at all them. All the DPS.
Are they all over there?
B-roll right here.
Oh my goodness, look at all of them. Just never ends. Well, y'all, welcome to America. You're not free. You'll never be free until you make yourself free. And the sleepers need to awaken. No more of this bullshit. Y'all need to wake up. Your beds are burning.